So I got a message from TURO support letting me know that they're not going to honor my reimbursement just for the simple fact of they didn't see a receipt of payment. Welcome back to my TURO channel, man. I'm Believe in Yourself. We'll be talking about TURO and helping you guys get your host status to where you need it to be. Now, for this series, we're going to be talking about the TURO app and how it works. Definitely subscribe, like, definitely please comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next and share this video. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you can know every time we drop a video, man. Peace. Welcome back to the Believe in Yourself channel, where we're talking about TURO and we're helping the TURO hosts grow their businesses. Now today what we're going to talking about, man, is reimbursements. For the past couple of weeks, past two installments that we've done in this series, first we spoke about tolls, then we spoke about tickets. You can go back and watch those previous videos. Today I'm just going to give them a much more just broad but in-depth talk or view on reimbursements and what you can get reimbursed and what you may have problems getting reimbursed. You know, I'm pretty sure there are certain things out there, some hosts that can tell you some things TURO won't reimburse you, some things that TURO used to do that they don't do any longer. So let's just dive right into it. So for the most part, reimbursement, when I spoke with TURO, a representative, a reimbursement basically means it's not like a extra charge that you put on your trip or you charge to a guest unless there was some damages or things that were happening. But it's more along the lines of, let's say, like tolls, for example. It's something that you already paid for the guest, and now you're just asking for the reimbursement. So along that same vein, when you say tolls, when a guest uses your vehicle and they go through tolls, they accrue charges, and those things begin to build up, or whatever, how many charges there are during that time, and it can add up over the months. So what you do is at the end of the trip, or like how I do a few weeks later, but after the trip, you now go back and review any tolls that your guests may have taken, and you ask for the reimbursement of those funds, meaning that it's already been used, you've already paid for it, now I need a reimbursement. Why I say it that way is because there was also an incident, for me in particular, where a guest got a parking ticket, and I didn't pay for it first. So what I used to do, and this was before, up until that point, I would say this is probably like in year 2 or so, I would, if I got a ticket, I would immediately send it to the guest, have them pay for the money, request the reimbursement, and then once the money hits my account, then pay the ticket. But then I got into one situation where the representative who I was speaking with, or the person I was speaking with, because, you know, like I said, every time you put in a request for reimbursement, it's not every time that the guest will just pay it right away. Sometimes they're not monitoring their phones, and they don't see it, or they may not catch it in time. So after 3 days, it gets escalated to TURO support. So I got a message from TURO support letting me know that they're not going to honor my reimbursement just for the simple fact of they didn't see a receipt of payment. So they said, upload your receipt of payment, then we can reimburse you. I was like, why should I have to upload a receipt of payment? Obviously you can see that they got the ticket. So just give me the money and then I'll pay it. I said, that's what I've been doing it this way. And what he explained to me and said, that would be a charge or a fee. What we're doing here with TURO, because they were cracking down at the time, is they just wanted to get the reimbursement. They want to do it as a reimbursement, meaning that you pay for the ticket and TURO will reimburse you whatever the cost of the ticket was. And I was frustrated at the time because, like I said, I had done it prior and had no problems, but this particular time, they were threatening to not give me the reimbursement. So I was a little frustrated and aggravated with that. But after the situation, I thought about it and I said, it makes sense. It is a reimbursement, so they're giving me back the money that I used to cover whatever fees or tickets that the guest had incurred. So that's a note that I want to really make and just have you have an understanding of what the reimbursement, it's in the definition of the word, reimbursement, meaning they're going to give you back what you've already put out. So in any case where you have tolls or tickets, because there was a time when I didn't have SunPass and I would get the bill in the mail and I would just send out the bill, get the money, and then pay it. TURO was cracking down and they said, no, we're not allowing for that anymore. You must show receipt of payment and then we'll reimburse you for whatever happened. So that's something that I just want to make sure I put in there so that you guys understand, like tickets and tolls, things like that. You must have the receipt of the payment so that you can get the reimbursement. Now, other things like damages that may happen to your vehicle, those things TURO will pay you in advance. So let's say, for instance, if a fender or a bumper customer damaged while they were on their trip. But here's the thing, TURO will only give you, if you go and get the quote, if you allow TURO to quote it, for whatever reason, I don't know what quoting tool they use, it's always far below the amount that is actually needed to get the work done. But do not fret. If you ever submit a request for a reimbursement or for damages, do not fret. And if TURO comes back with a lowball offer, fine, it's cool. Take that initial offer, you're good with that, and get the quote from the body shop, mechanic, wherever you're going to, and have them contact TURO, and TURO will then reimburse you or give you whatever you need to get the car fixed. So that's one thing right there that we want to touch on with reimbursements, because when you have damages and things of that nature, usually if you didn't get the quote, TURO will give you a quote, and like I said, just in my experiences, 9 times out of 10, the quote is always less than what the actual quote you would get from the dealer. I don't know what they use as their quoting tool. I don't know. But like I said, do not fret. Go ahead, go to whatever shop, certified mechanic or shop that you want to go to. Make sure they're certified. And get the quote, official quote from them. Have them then re-return. You send that to TURO, and then they will adjust it according to what that is. Now, be mindful when you're asking for these returns or reimbursements for damages. You also have to understand your payment plan. At the time, I was on a 70% plan, so my deductible was $250. Meaning, I am supposed to come out of pocket first $250 before TURO pays it. So, for example, if your bill or whatever you're quoted for costs $250, you're not going to get any money back because your deductible is $250. If you want TURO to take care of 100% of the damages, 100% of the payments, you're going to have to be on a 60% plan. And in my opinion, I don't think there's no reason for anyone to be on a 60% plan unless you have a high-end car where any little thing can cost you thousands upon thousands of dollars or hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. That is when you would do that. Or you can do 70% plans. They have 75, 85, 70, 75, 85. I know I'm on a 90% plan. So right now my deductible is $2,500. So if I got a bill for $2,000, I got to basically come out of pocket for all of that $2,000. So that's also something that you have to weigh in when you're doing your pricing, because when you do have to get a reimbursement, your deductible is going to come into play. And depending on how much it costs for you to get this item fixed on your vehicle, you're probably going to 9 times out of 10 have to come out of pocket before you get any money from TURO. So I don't want you to be alarmed on that. The next thing I want to say about reimbursements is this. There's only certain things you can get reimbursed. And whatever it is, you must always have a documentation of it prior to and after the trip. One thing that was happening to me a few times was I lost the gas cap. In the beginning, TURO had no problem reimbursing me for the gas cap. I showed the receipts. And then all of a sudden there was one trip where I had, and they said, yeah, they've been cracking down on certain things because sometimes people have just been abusing the reimbursement and really charging the guests frivolously. So they changed their parameters about what would qualify and not qualify for reimbursements. There was a situation where I had a guest actually on my Nissan Altima, the one that I told you guys that I don't put on the platform anymore. They had to run in, or something ran into them at the back, and it left a hole in the back of my bumper that was about 1.5 inches in width and maybe about 1/2 inch thick. And I put it in for a quote to get quoted for a TURO, and they came back and told me that because it's not larger than 3 inches, I have no claim. That this looks like normal wear and tear. And I explained to them, I said, look at the photos. It wasn't there prior, and it was there after. But that was the argument. I lost that case because they were changing the process of changing their rules or their regulations around reimbursements, because they started to get a lot of frivolous reimbursements. You know, a couple of bad apples spoil it for the whole bunch. It wasn't like I was trying to get anything more than what I felt like I deserved, but I had to bite the bullet, which is why now in turn I get used cars, and to be honest with you, I don't mind if they have dings and dents in them anymore. Like I used to be so, oh my God, I don't want anything, I want it to be pristine and this and that. But after I got that message, it left a bad taste in my mouth, and it taught me that no, TURO's gonna charge these little things as normal wear and tear unless it's something major. So I didn't mind if I got the dings and dents. I make sure I document the dings and dents, and I put it in my description. I let you know. You're not gonna rent my car and not know that the car comes with a couple of dings and dents in it. And I mean, some people don't like it, but at the end of the day, it's for me, because I don't want to get burned in the long run, you know? There are a few things that you can ask for as reimbursements. Tickets and tolls definitely are 2 things you can ask for. Damages is something that you have to go through TURO for, and that takes a little bit of a longer process. I may do a video on that. If you guys want to see that, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know. And then you have gas and mileage. Gas, mileage, and damages, those 3 things, when you're requesting reimbursements, have to be done within the first 48 hours. After 48 hours, you can no longer request for any damages, gas return, or mileage that they may have gone over. That's a donezo. The only 2 things you'll be able to request reimbursement for after 24 hours or 48 hours is tolls and tickets, but only up until 90 days. If it exceeds the 90-day mark, and I mean, they do it to the T. It's probably a computer system, because if you watch one of my previous videos, I tell you that I missed one by a day. It was literally the 90th day, but let's say the trip ended at 3, and it was like 4 p.m. And they said, boom, it's too late. It was literally an hour after the 90th day. And I was unable to request the reimbursement. But the ones that I had that were a little bit closer, like the 88 and 89, I was still able to request reimbursements. So those are things that you want to look out for and you want to be very mindful of. Always monitor your gas, have photos of where it's at prior and after so that you can ask for the gas reimbursement. A beautiful thing about gas reimbursement is that TURO also reimburses you for the time that it takes you to go and fill up the tank. So if the gas costs $15, you'll get $25 when you charge for the cost for the reimbursement, which I think is great. If I had to take time to go and fill up the gas tank that you could have done before you brought it back, I should be compensated that $10. But I think they should also do that for something like cleaning as well. You know, if I got to take the time to clean the car, but they assume that you have to clean it in between bookings anyways, but if you bring it back more dirtier than what it was expected, like, I think they should add something to that, you know. At least that's my opinion. Yeah, so with the gas, cleaning, those things, you only have a certain amount of time before you can make those claims. And you want to make sure that you have proper documentation prior and proper documentation afterward. That way it can be smooth sailing when they go through. Now, this last part, I'm done talking about reimbursements. I just want to throw this out there, this last part. If you're somebody who is looking for multiple ways to just save money and increase the amount that you save and how much you keep in your pocket, one thing that I use for my TURO is Get Upside. Get Upside is an app that you can use to get cash back on your purchases. They have it for restaurants. It started out just as gas stations, but now they've expanded to restaurants and convenience stores. So you get cash back, depending on the store, the location, a certain percentage back. So it's definitely a great app. I left the link in the comment section for you, so definitely go download and test it out. Why do I use it for my cars? Is because for the example that I just used with reimbursements. If I'm gonna go and get gas to fill up the TURO vehicle, it's probably gonna take usually no more than 5 gallons, 2 to 5 gallons. I haven't anybody bring it back emptier than that, really. But it's usually about 2 to 5 gallons that I might have to go back and put back into the tank. So come up to $10, $15, $25, whatever. Then you get the extra $10 on top of that. But now I use my Get Upside app, and you get cash back for every gallon that you put in the car. So it's almost like a win-win-win. You're gonna get reimbursed for the money that you use for the gas, plus an extra $10, and then you'll get another reimbursement through Get Upside just for using their app to pump your gas. So that's a triple win right there. So make sure you guys go check out the link in my bio and download Get Upside or download Upside and start getting cash back on your tanks of gas, man. And that's it. If you guys have any more further questions about reimbursements, leave them in the comment section, man. Give me a like, share, comment, and do all three, man. And I'll catch you guys on the next video, man. Peace.
As long as you believe you can't make it, you won't make it. If you believe that you can do it, you will do it.